Hello, this is Yoda from DomiNations on January 7th, 2017. Here is my second World War attack of the day. There is nothing to report on the upgrade other than I have been practicing with the British nation and have been accumulating gold, and I guess I've upgraded 2 walls. I was thinking of doing the gates, but I really would like to get my oil refinery up to a level 10 surrounded just to make it more difficult for raiders, but not a big deal. I know next I'll do gates because gates is so much weaker than the walls. I'm not sure why. For example, if you have a quick look at a level 9 wall, it's 18,612, but if you look at a level 9 gate, it's way back at 12,408. So that's always a weak link in your wall system, so it's always best to upgrade gates probably a couple levels beyond your walls so that they are at least comparable. But anyhow, we're not going to worry about that. We got the research continuing. We have now enough to do a stable, and I'm going to do that probably later once I get one more round of cider and gold, maybe possibly. I also have research coming up on the library and probably use some gold on that too. So we got some more looting to do after this World War attack. Oh, that's right, I've also finished the event, and the one that you're supposed to hit castles and generals and that's also completed now. Okay, so where are we? We perfect. Well, our score is perfect. 175. And the opposing team has 114 out of 34 hits, so they still got a lot of hits. They can still made it. And on the battles, let's just go. This is always easier. Pretty much all 5 and a few 4 stars. Practicing now at hitting number 1, and basically now that we've perfected it, it's basically open for anybody and everybody to hit anyone that they want, either for practice or for loot, or for national trade goods. So that's where we are, and that's why you see Eddie, for example, doing number 1, and same with Cable, and well done, Cable, 5 stars. And so I got my hit. I'm going to drop down 1 and do 17 for national trade goods and also practice. This is going to be only my second World War attack with British, so I'm not going to need to go up and test myself. Just playing with them is a test. And let's look at the enemy quickly. So they've still got a lot of their hits in. They're probably going to be hitting, and it wouldn't surprise me if they still made it. And if they do, good for them. There are a number of good hitters in here, as you can see, so it's entirely possible. Boy, it's 35 lots. It's interesting to actually see their bottom. Originally you think, well, maybe a stacking alliance because they got really low, but they are attacking. So it's probably active players. But I don't concern myself with that stuff. Let's just play the game. And like I said, that's going to be number 17. It's an industrial age British. So we have to be aware of a few things. One, it's a 147 with no coalitions. So we don't have to concern themselves with that. Now what we do have to worry about, looking at that, it's British. So we said, okay, command posts, be careful of the shooters because the British shooters will destroy the artillery. We have 1 bunker, so we have to be concerned with that. We have an upgraded anti-tank gun. Then I look at the stables. There's 1 stable, 2 stables. Where is the 3rd stable? It's hiding somewhere. But there we go, down here. It's also stable. So force defenders are going to be ponies. There's no tanks that are going to be coming out of the forest on that, so I don't have to worry about that. There is a sniper tower, and there is upgraded mortars, which I have to be concerned about now that I'm British, whereas before with tanks, the tanks just laughed at the mortars. 13 and 11 for the generals. There's another anti-tank that's been upgraded, and we have 2 anti-air air defense units, so we have to be concerned with those 2. So let's just get some ideas. It's a pretty open base, so you really can come in just about, I think, in any direction. I didn't have an opportunity to check where the traps are, so we're going in blind, which is fine. That's all right. This is just for practice because we got a perfect score, remember? So we are going to come in, and I'm going to drop everything here. And the reason is it gives me time to drop, and then the troops are sort of going to clear out. And what I want, as soon as this is fallen, I'm going to rally right into here. I don't want to or need to go into any of these walls because everything's reached by the shooters and by the artillery. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at dropping a sabotage here, which will freeze the bunker and the mortar and the castle. And then I'm also going to drop a sabotage here. I've got 4 sabotages again that I'm bringing. So that's where the sabotages are going. And by dropping here, it gives me time to get all my troops out before I have to worry about the sabotage. And I'm not going to drop my tanks, which is really my Flampanzers and stuff, until the end, because I don't want them sort of making, well, I guess I don't have any defensive tanks anymore, do I? Gotta get used to that. I was going to say you don't want them because as soon as they come into here, this anti-tank gun, which I'm not going to be sabotaging, is going to kill it. So let's clear this up a little. So once we have dropped, what the plan is it moves into here, and if I need, I'll rally, and then I'll do a protect. And then once the town center is gone, I'm going to try to walk the troops around. Hopefully by here, this is gone. And then I can look at maybe doing another sabotage into here. The other thing I could do is I could do a blitzkrieg. I also have the blitzkrieg. This sniper tower I'm going to look at taking out with my planes. And I've been looking at which direction my planes are going to come from. And so remember, the trick is you draw a straight line like that, and then you draw a straight line coming up, which is sort of comes up straight from here. So that's sort of the quadrants. So if I clicked here, my planes are going to come into here, and this is going to be a concern. So what I want to do is, if possible, click in this corner. And again, I could be off, and if I am, my planes are going to go different. But if I can click in this corner, then my planes can come this way, and then when they turn around here, this is hopefully gone, and this might be even gone too. So they have pretty free reign, and they miss these air defense, so I don't have to actually worry about them. If I was going to be taking something out from here, I have to worry because my planes are going to come in and say, come and hit me, and hit me until they're dead. Don't know why they do that, but they like doing that, dodging the bullets, and they don't dodge it very well, do they? So, all right, so that's the plan. Let's get this show on the road. Hopefully, I've got 2 generals, not the 2 generals that I. Actually, what I should be doing first, just so that everybody knows. I think I've done this before, but there we go, 17. All right. So we go attack, 3 planes. Now, I now have the 140 troop complement, so I'm playing around. In multiplayer, I go with 2 tanks and 5 artillery, and the rest, I think there's about 40 black watches. I know some people drop their healing carts to 2 and then take 7 artillery. This is something I'll have to still play with. Mercs are the same. Generals, as I said, is a little different. We're taking Cleo because Alexander's getting upgraded and the other 2 died in the first hit. And then we're taking Nobunga. These are both level 10s. We're taking the field howitzers, giving us the extra offense. And I've got 6 green jacket riflemen, which are the British English troops, which we have the +1. And I wanted that because they'll hopefully stick with the 60 that I have, and they're not going to get out of sync. So I've got my Blitzkrieg, I've got to protect, and 4 sabotages, and I'm not going to be using any drop troops since this is just for practice and I don't need a 5-star. Okay, so that is it. Let's attack. So let's, you know what, we're gonna zoom in so we can get down here, and then we drop. I find actually doing this in multiplayer, it's easier to drop some of my shooters and do the cannons and the rest of the stuff. But here I'm gonna drop everything. Here we go. Let's just do this. Treat it as it's live. There we go. So now, you know what? I'm going to sabotage first. So we're going to sabotage, bring this back. Then we're going to protect everybody as soon as they get in. There we go. And there's our quick victory. Let's take down, excellent. There's the mortars down, so that's the big thing. It doesn't look like we're going to get the... okay, stop talking. Look at this plane. And we're going to go into this corner, see if we can take down. And you see I clicked in the corner and they came in the direction that I wanted. Okay, and that's gone. Now we've got this mortar. So we're going to do this, and you know, our troops are not... I was told to keep them together, and we're not keeping it together, are we? So we're going to sabotage that, and we're in the middle, so I'm just going to let them, now that I've sabotaged it, I'm going to let them clean up the middle. And I know I was supposed to try to go around them outside, but this was sort of seemed to work that they were in the middle. So, okay. Flampans are just amazing machines. I understand in Global that you no longer get the Flampanzers, which would be quite a shame. I like those machines. And it seems like my Black Watchers is kind of caught up in the middle, which is why we don't want them in the future in the middle, because they can't get out. Just look at them. It's like a general. Okay, where are we? We're almost done on the defenses. We got over a minute left. So we just have this, which we can... That's it. If you notice, I don't know if you ever know, but the numbers down here have turned green for the troops. So 33 Black Watches, 3. And that tells you that all of the defensive buildings are gone. When they're yellow, you still know that you have a defensive building. And there's the 5 stars. What did we lose? We lost both of our generals, 27 Black Watches, 4 artillery, a Flampanzer, well, we lose them anyhow, and then we used 5 tactics. So, and I got my trade goods, which is something that I wanted. One of the reasons I took this attack. But very important, as I saw, and I got away with it in this one, my Black Watches were completely useless when they got tied up in the middle. And so I will have to somehow learn to make sure that they work around and otherwise it's going to not be so pretty. So we're going to train those. And now I'm going to trade different, because I actually use for attacking, because I'm not using mercs and I don't use alliance troops usually when I'm attacking. I actually have to add in tanks. So I'm going to add in a couple of tanks to train. And then I'm going to have an artillery. And what do I usually use? I don't remember all the numbers now. I think I was doing 5. I think we were doing 3, 4, 5 artillery, and then 5 infantry, which we have, and then the rest black watches, which I think worked out to like 50 or something. Again, I have to sort of start to learn the numbers and the troops, but that's in the flux. 24, couple here, and this is, we sort of go back and forth to balance it out. And I also don't know if you notice, you don't, if you, I don't want to make this any longer than it is, but if you subtract the troop before it's trained, so for example, if I remove a black watch or 2, if you watch up here in the gold and the food in the left hand corner, I get that back. So you see it adds it back, so I'm not losing it. But if you go down here and you say I don't want the troop and it's been trained, you don't get that food back. So just a little tip that you might find useful. You can always balance it out and change the troops as long as they're not trained. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, bye-bye.